What if I told you that the very things society teaches you to buy are the exact things keeping you broke? We're not talking about obvious mistakes. We're talking about traps that millions of people fall into, thinking they're doing the right thing. But the wealthy, they play by a different set of rules. In this video, I'll show you what they know and what's secretly costing you thousands. Asset trap number 1, brand new cars. That shiny car you just drove off the lot lost about 20% of its value in the first year alone. That's thousands of dollars gone instantly. On average, a new car loses 60% of its value within 5 years. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on earth, still drives a modest car he's had for years. When asked why, he said, "Why would I want a $100,000 car? If I drive it, I'll look like an idiot." Think about this. A $35,000 car that depreciates 20% in the first year is costing you $7,000 just for that new car smell. Add in interest payments if you financed it, and you've got a serious wealth drain. So what should you do instead? Buy reliable used cars, 3 to 4 years old after the steepest depreciation curve. The truly wealthy often buy certified pre-owned vehicles and drive them for years, investing the difference they save. Asset trap number 2, designer clothes and luxury items. That $1,000 designer bag or those $500 shoes. They're not investments. They're expenses that lose value the second you bring them home. Mark Zuckerberg wears basically the same outfit every day. Steve Jobs was famous for his uniform, jeans and a black turtleneck. These billionaires understand something crucial. Spending brain power and money to impress others is a waste of resources. Robert Kiyosaki puts it bluntly, the poor and middle class buy luxuries with their own sweat, blood, and their children's inheritance. So what should you do instead? Focus on quality basics that last. If you really want designer items, look into secondhand luxury markets, where you can find items for 50% to 70% off retail prices. Even better, invest that money into income-producing assets and let your bank account do the impressing. Asset trap number 3, the wrong kind of real estate. Not all real estate builds wealth. Your primary residence, despite what many people believe, is often a liability, not an asset. As Robert Kiyosaki explains in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, an asset puts money in your pocket, a liability takes money out. Your home, with its mortgage, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and utilities, is constantly taking money out of your pocket. The average home appreciation rate in the U.S. is only about 3.5% to 3.8% annually, barely above inflation. Meanwhile, homeowners spend 1% to 4% of their home's value every year on maintenance. So what should you do instead? Consider house hacking, buying a duplex or small multi-unit property, living in one unit and renting out the others. That way, your tenants help pay your mortgage. Or follow Warren Buffett's approach. Buy rental properties in stable markets where the numbers actually make sense, producing positive monthly cash flow. Asset trap number 4, multi-level marketing businesses, MLMs. That MLM opportunity, promising financial freedom? The statistics tell a brutal truth. According to the FTC, 99% of people who join MLMs either make no money or actually lose money. Yet, millions are drawn in by success stories and dreams of passive income. They invest thousands in starter kits, mandatory monthly purchases, motivational events, and training materials. The average MLM participant spends $2,000 to $5,000 before quitting, money that could have gone into real investments. Billionaire Mark Cuban puts it bluntly, "There's nothing better than owning your own business and making your own decisions." MLM is not owning your own business. What most recruits don't realize is that they're not building an asset. They're becoming customers of the MLM company itself. While they're told they're business owners, they have little control over the products, pricing, or compensation structure. What to do instead? If you want to build a business, start a legitimate one where you control the products, pricing, and business model. Start small with minimal overhead. As Warren Buffett advises, never depend on a single income. Make investments to create a second source. Just make sure those investments are in proven, legitimate assets, not schemes where 99% of participants fail. Asset trap number 5, whole life insurance policies. Insurance agents love to pitch these as investments, but the numbers tell a different story. These policies combine life insurance with a savings component, but the returns are terrible, usually around 2 to 3% after fees and inflation. Even worse, they come with high fees, surrender charges, and complex terms that most people don't understand. Warren Buffett gives simple advice. Buy term and invest the difference, meaning buy cheaper term life insurance and invest what you save in real income-producing assets. What to do instead? Get a term life insurance policy worth 10 to 20 times your annual income and invest the difference in low-cost index funds or income-generating real estate. Asset trap number 6, retail store credit cards. That 15% discount they offer when you open a store credit card. It comes at a steep price. The average retail store credit card charges interest rates of 24 to 30%. What's worse, these cards typically have low credit limits, which means using them can hurt your credit utilization ratio and damage your credit score. All for a one-time discount on a purchase you might not have even needed. What to do instead? Use cashback credit cards with no annual fees and pay the balance in full each month. Many offer 2 to 5% cashback on purchases you make anyway. That's free money that adds up over time. Asset trap number 7, lottery tickets and gambling. Americans spend over $80 billion on lottery tickets each year, about $640 per household. Money that could be invested and actually grow. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are about 1 in 292 million. You're more likely to be struck by lightning multiple times than to win the lottery. Yet, people continue to throw money at what they see as their ticket to wealth. What's fascinating is that when researchers interview billionaires, none of them attribute their wealth to lottery winnings or gambling. They built wealth through businesses, investments, and disciplined saving. What to do instead? If you spend $50 monthly on lottery tickets, invest that money instead. At an 8% average return, that's over $75,000 after 30 years. A guaranteed win compared to the lottery's terrible odds. Asset trap number 8. Collectibles without research. Comic books, action figures, baseball cards. These items only have value if they're rare in demand and in perfect condition. Most collections end up being worth far less than what was paid. Even worse, many people never sell their collections, so they never realize any value from these investments. The money just sits there, losing value to time and inflation. Contrast this with Warren Buffett's approach to collecting. He only buys things with proven value or utility. When he collects, it's usually assets with historical price appreciation, like certain types of real estate or businesses with strong cash flows. What to do instead? If you enjoy collecting, do it for fun, and consider any potential financial return a bonus. Limit collectibles to a small percentage of your portfolio, and always do extensive research before buying anything as an investment. Asset trap number 9. Extended warranties. Extended warranties sound like protection, but they're actually massive profit centers for retailers. Stores push them hard because the margins are huge. Often 50% or more is pure profit. Studies show that most extended warranties cost more than the average repair would. Plus, many products are already covered by manufacturer warranties or credit card purchase protection. What to do instead? Self-insure by setting aside the money you'd spend on warranties in a repair fund. For most products, you'll come out ahead in the long run. Also, use credit cards that automatically extend manufacturer warranties. Asset trap number 10, low-interest savings accounts. That savings account paying 0.1% interest while inflation runs at 2 to 3% a year, you're actually losing purchasing power every single year. Your money is slowly dying. Yet Americans have over $9 trillion sitting in these accounts, losing value day by day. Bank CEOs love this. They pay you almost nothing for your money, then lend out at much higher rates. Robert Kiyosaki puts it simply, savers are losers. He doesn't mean you shouldn't save. He means you shouldn't park your money where it's guaranteed to lose value. What to do instead? Keep only your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, in high-yield savings accounts. Move the rest into investments that historically beat inflation, like index funds, real estate, or even your own business. Asset trap number 11, expensive college degrees without research. The belief that any college degree is an automatic ticket to wealth is outdated advice, and it's bankrupting an entire generation. The average student loan debt in the U.S. is over $37,000 per borrower, with total student debt surpassing $1.7 trillion. Yet many graduates end up in jobs that don't require their expensive degrees, or that don't pay enough to justify them. What to do instead? If you're considering higher education, research the actual ROI of specific degrees and programs. Look at employment rates and average salaries for graduates. Consider community college the first 2 years, in-state public universities, employer tuition assistance, or trade schools that teach high-demand skills. Or invest in entrepreneurial skills directly through lower-cost alternatives, like online courses, mentorships, and real-world experience. Asset trap number 12, the latest tech gadgets. That new smartphone with just slightly better features than last year's model, or that gaming console you had to get on release day. These aren't investments. They're some of the fastest depreciating purchases you can make. Tech devices lose 30 to 70% of their value within the first year. Yet, the average American upgrades their phone every 2 to 3 years and spends over $1,000 annually on tech gadgets. Meanwhile, billionaire Warren Buffett used a flip phone until 2020. And Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, drove a Honda Accord long after becoming a billionaire. These wealthy individuals understand the difference between tools that create value and toys that drain wealth. What to do instead? Extend the life of your devices by taking good care of them and only upgrading when it's truly necessary, not when marketing tells you to. Buy slightly older models at deep discounts. Take the money you save and invest in assets that actually appreciate. Even a modest $500 saved by not buying the latest smartphone, when invested at an 8% annual return, grows to over $1,080 in 10 years. So, what do wealthy people like Buffett and Kiyosaki actually invest in? They follow one simple principle. They buy assets that produce income. Buffett looks for businesses with strong advantages and steady cash flow. Kiyosaki focuses on real estate that generates positive income every month. Both avoid depreciating assets and focus on things that put money in their pockets. Consistently, here's what the wealthy invest in. Income-producing real estate. Businesses their own or shares through stocks. Paper assets like stocks, bonds, and dividend-paying funds. Their own skills and knowledge. The key difference, the poor and middle class buy stuff. The rich buy assets that create income streams. That's how real wealth is built. Not through one big win, but through the steady accumulation of income-producing assets. Take a hard look at where your money is going. Are you filling your life with the 12 wealth-draining traps we just discussed? Or are you building a portfolio that works for you even while you sleep? Start small. Redirect just 10% of your income toward real wealth-building assets. Over time, increase that percentage. As Robert Kiyosaki says, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. Your financial future doesn't depend on finding the next get-rich-quick scheme. It depends on avoiding these 12 wealth destroyers and putting your money where it actually grows. Remember, the rich don't work for money. They make their money work for them. If this video opened your eyes to how wealth really works, hit the like button, subscribe for more financial wisdom, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your next level starts today.